Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my weekly Friday Fast Friday Blitz casual subscriber, or not subscriber stream, casual Blitz stream. So, guys, we're going to be taking challenges at 5 plus 3, and it's just open challenges for everybody who gets in the queue to play. So, kind of faked everyone out. They thought I wasn't going to show up, but I'm just 15 minutes late. We had some other obligations. This is a new time for me, doing it at 10 a.m. once a week. So we're going to see how it goes. I thought I'd throw these in there once a week, a 10 a.m. stream, EDT, so that we get some of our European players a chance to hang out with us at a time that might not be useful in most cases for them. So anyway, guys, please challenge me to 5 plus 3 casual. That's the only time control we're playing today. I got a challenge here first from Soltigo. I thought Astrobate said he challenged me. What am I talking about? Astrobate says, since I am challenged already, I'm just going to watch. What does that mean? I am challenged already. I think it's a joke. Alright. I think I just got it. He's challenged already. I've got a challenge from Soltigo, our moderator. What's up, guys? Astrobate, JCS. We've got, I didn't see Soltigo in the chat, but I probably missed it. He probably already chatted 15 minutes ago and I didn't see it. Let's play E4. Give him a chance to have fun. C4 as white. You want me to play C4 and I missed it? Oh, man. What's up? Soltigo, what's up, everyone? Sorry for the late start, guys. Sorry about that, Soltigo. You're probably wondering what's happening, but I was backed up a little bit today with the lessons, some morning lessons, and every time I start a lesson I get 5 minutes later. I had this problem once when I was doing lessons live in the city. There would be traffic like in Boston, and I'd be driving around to different locales to do like school teaching chess in the schools and also like private lessons. What would inevitably happen was like I would be, because of traffic, I would be like 10 to 15 minutes late to pretty much everything. And so by the end of the day, if I had like 5 or 6 different appointments, I'd be like an hour late to my last thing. It was like pretty insane. So we're 15 minutes late. I try to be on time. PQLLED, what's up? So this 10 a.m. stream that I'm doing now is 4 p.m. in Europe. So our traditional Friday theme of Fast Friday, 5 plus 3. Normally I'm doing longer time controls like 5 plus 5, 6 plus X, 7 plus 3. We're only going to do 5 plus 3. Well, I didn't live in like the old school downtown part of Boston, Acerbate, but traffic's pretty bad, so we got out of control. Back up on the meeting times when I used to do that. So I'm 15 minutes late, guys. Sorry about that. We'll try to maybe just adjust and start the stream at 10:15 or something in the future. I don't know if I can make it by 10 on the dot. It's taking a little preparation to get everything up and running. So, the Panda's here. Hey. Good morning. Good morning, Europe. What's up? Alright. Just go over there and sit down. Sit down and learn something. So, again, I've tried to establish a faster time control here so everyone can challenge us. I've only got one challenger right now. People are not expecting the stream. It's the first week I've done this time, so it's going to take some adjustment, I think. But the idea is, if you see the stream, you can challenge to 5 plus 3. We've got lichess.org in the title. Hopefully get some European players. So D6. D6 is a decent move. Bishop c5, I think, probably considered kind of the main line for black here. It's 4 p.m. in the Europe. But my other streams are late for Europeans. So when I'm doing it 4 o'clock here, it's like 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. in Europe. So I thought we'll do once a week, a time that's really better for European peoples. All right, so c3. In Boston, the streets are so narrow that they're looking up barely see sky. Okay, now the a6. You know, this is like a bluff. I don't really want to trade. Now, if you're going to lose a tempo to make me take on c6, it's becoming tempting. Take d4. So let's say like bishop takes c6, b takes c, d4, challenging his center. No, I don't want to do it. I like my bishop too much. There's an airplane. Then we're going to walk into those tactics. It's an interesting question. Should I play like Danny Kopech and go bishop d3 or something? Doesn't look right. I imagine bishop c4 walks into knight a5. So it's really either take or go back. Another question here, bishop b3 or bishop c2? Bishop b3 tempting. But if he plays bishop e7, am I going to play d4? It's like a whirl attack. Very similar to like a mainline whirl. Now, it's actually a transposition, probably. The queen e2 in the mainline of the Roy Lopez. Sergei Tivyakov. 4 p.m. in the old world. I'm going to play conservatively here. Bishop c2. I mean, this is basically, you know, nice if I can play knight g5 or something, but if he plays bishop e7, I have nothing. He'll just cover f7 with the castle's kingside, and then my bishop will be vulnerable to attack on b3. I would like to see after the game. We don't have much time, though. I'm talking about it like it's a 7+3 game, like one of these longer games I'd play. Everybody, I'm International Master William Paschall, in case you don't know. I do a stream. Right now I'm doing them 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Okay, well that's nice timing. So guys, challenge me. PQLD, Yobatis, Tushar. So we got 2 Europeans already. Soltigo's taking too much time. Wait, are you sure that's Soltigo? He's played something common. Yeah, that is weird. Soltigo playing the Berlin defense. What? And the move order was even kind of normal. Maybe he's trying to be, like, you know, proper. Okay, bishop g4. That looks like something Tushar would do. This would be a good time for Tushar, actually. In India, it's not that late yet. There he is. Speak of the devil. Bishop g4. So we did mention that about Tushar. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit late today getting started. Bishop g4. I guess h3 is okay. Wait, I saw a video. Be careful. Masturbate. But I'm not playing you. The important thing is that Soltigo didn't see the video. No, Tushar, I just thought of you because you were playing that line with bishop g4. One of our regulars and subscribers here, Tushar Kamde. He played a line with bishop g4 in the kind of classical Lopez. But Soltigo is going to be tricky. He's going to try some kind of Mamedyarov thing with like g5 possibly. So I'm not in a hurry to castle into that, you know, possible chaos sort of stuff. Turkey Farm. What's up, JCS? Turkey Farm. So we're trying out the morning stream. Last year I used to do this like 2 times a week. We were doing morning streams. I don't remember which days it was, but it worked out this time. Soltigo might remember. Some of you might remember. Last summer I was doing some 10 a.m. streams. Again, I don't remember how often. It's too long ago, in the dark ages. But here I haven't played d4. You know, so bishop g4 doesn't give him much to bite on. And now we can just come around and hit that bishop, gain valuable time with the useful maneuver. It's like a good gioco piano for white. d5. Wow. In 2 moves. So, a violent move. Smells slightly unsound, but is it? Like, even if I play h3, bishop h5, g4, bishop g6. I still don't see anything clear for me. Knight takes e5, knight takes e5. Man, that's weird. What am I supposed to do here? Takes in d4. He has knight f4. Should I just chicken out and play knight f1 or something? I mean, this is reasonable to just play knight f1, to allow black to play d4. It's just becoming a blitz game now. Yeah, I'm playing again like we have all the time in the world here. Holmov. Saltigo's going to play like Radmir Holmov. I can take on g4. Kind of like it. Grandmaster Holmov, Radmir, expert on the black side of the Roy Lopez. He's now deceased, but he was considered to be an expert in the classical lines of the Lopez. Right, what am I thinking about now? So queen takes. I wanted to take with a knight maybe, but I couldn't see my way through a simple tactic. Knight takes might have been stronger. Darn. This is strong too. We have g5, I just realized. Saltigo gave up his white square bishop. I don't think he should do that under any circumstances. Just a better position for white. It's not exactly lights out, but we have this domination of the white squares that's difficult to shake. And a better structure if we just simply exchange on h6 maybe. He can play knight g4. That's a precarious position for that piece, though. Queen e2 looks weird. Well, that's what makes this type of setup unique. Knight e7 was a sensible move by the opponent. What would Steinitz do? Huh. My white squared bishop is having trouble getting into the game. Man, this is a tough one. I was about to lose on time. All right. All right. Now what? Why didn't I play b4 first? I'm really regretting not having done that. Darn it. Darn it. I missed the boat. Really missed the boat there. Man. He's got a reasonable game now, it feels like. He almost lost on time. Lost on time. But it's not that bad, is it? Maybe now, after this final blunder, bishop e7. But if he hadn't played that... I thought he had knight c5, you know, and stopping bishop a4, keeping pressure on d3. Computer still says I'm much better. The cold-blooded computer. But not that bad. Where did we leave book? Bishop g4. No games. It's actually quite a rare position, but is bishop c2 preferred? So it's a split between bishop c2 and bishop e3. A surprisingly rare position. Dude, I mentioned Holmov. There's the game. Vasiukov versus Holmov. He even has a game in the list from 1975. Ratmir. Can I send you a game played in the Fisca tournament by a GM in the Joker Piano? Would you be interested in looking at it whenever you're free, just for enjoyment? Absolutely, Tushar. Feel free to send me something like that. So Ratmir wouldn't be caught dead playing bishop g4, I assume. Ratmir would play bishop e7. And I guess it was like Nesmedinov's games where I saw he mentions Holmov as kind of like an expert. But maybe it was another book as well. Bishop e7. I remember my friend Babakuly Anikov, we were in Moscow in 2004 for the Aeroflot Open. And Holmov seemed like he was like 100 years old. And Babakuli's a GM. He lives in Texas, but I guess he just teaches now. But he was having a bad tournament, but got paired with Holmov. The guy was like, he must have been like 80, 85. And he beat Babakuly. I remember being like, wow, dude. That's extreme. All right. So bishop g4, just not really a good idea. d3, here h6, knight d2. I just wanted to see. Pawn takes pawn. Yeah, this is just a blunder. So black should just go back with, well, I guess anything. I mean, I expected bishop h5. There may be some sort of tactic. d4. That's a strong move. This is what I didn't see. This idea of playing d4. An expert in this variation would have found this. I was looking more at like takes first. I thought he could even take with the queen. But who knows? White is just better according to the engine. Okay, guys, let's get to some games. PQLLED. Guys, just don't challenge me to rated, okay? It's all casual, 5+3. Alright, so just getting woken up here. It's early morning, 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. in the U.S. Alright, what am I going to play? We'll play Caro Kann to get started. Something quiet before my tactics get flowing, you know. It usually takes me a few games to get warmed up. Caro Kann. PQLED, solid player. We've got, I think he had another account, didn't he? The bishop f5, though. I like to play knight f6 sometimes. I've played all the variations. Bishop f5, knight d7, knight f6. Never had a great score with the Caro Kann, honestly. I keep trying to play it now for over 30 years, but it's like the joke they say about foods that you can't digest. Like hot dogs, you know, I like hot dogs, but they don't like me. It's like the same thing with the Caro Kann. Like, I like the Caro Kann, but it doesn't like me. I don't know, like, no matter what I do, I never seem to have very good results in the tournament games where I played it. I guess I'm just not devoted enough, you know. Like, being a part-time Caro Kann player doesn't cut it. Like, you really have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to be a full-time Caro Kann player. Your 5-minute score is like a great credit score, 720. My credit took a hit recently. Yeah, don't mention that. Alright, bishop takes d3. Queen takes d3. e6. I used to have a good credit score. It's still not that bad. I'm not going to reveal it or anything, but you made me think about it now. Alright, e6. What's up, everybody? I'm accepting challenges. Let's see what we got. Casual 5-3, casual 5-3, casual 5-3. Pauline Chess. Pauline Chess is 4th on the list. If Pauline Chess wants to play, just re-challenge me to casual 5+3. I'm going to cancel this challenge from Pauline Chess. Not because I won't play you, just because you need to re-challenge me to casual 5+3. And I'll make you 4th in the list. You know, it's no problem. Just re-challenge, and I'll keep you in your place there. Bishop d2. Second person. No, I had bishop f4 last time I played this position. Okay. So we have a weird variation that I play here with a5. This is not totally unknown, I guess. But I like throwing the a pawn. Because I don't know the theory in the main line too well. I'm trying to avoid theory here. What's up, guys? Merle Dixon, Move 11, and Saul. Saul just arrived. Merle Dixon, Move 11, and Saul, thanks for being the bit leaders. Now, a4, that's a new approach. Totally, like, thinking, you know, outside the box for white. Okay, a4, non-classical move. Normally, white wants to castle queenside, so you wouldn't see this. But on some, on some level, I guess a4 is not a bad move. But he's probably not going to be able to castle queenside after doing that, So that's our point. Talked him out of castling queenside. We're streaming right now, S4. I thought you knew about it. He donated 100 bits. Now second on the list of bits donations for the week. But this is the point, S4, to create a stream once a week. The audio is very low. Does anybody else have this problem? I just want to know if it's my problem. Shouldn't be anything different about the audio. Let me know, guys, if there's any problems with your audio, because it shouldn't have changed. I didn't change anything since the last stream yesterday with the audio. Yeah, I think it's something with you, S4, because nothing's been changed since last stream. Castles here. All right, now we've talked him out of castling queenside, so that's good. Bishop d6. Rook e1. Queen c7, knight f5. That's a problem. I could play queen c7, but again, there's rook e1. So I almost have to play this. Unless I want to try to castle queenside. But generally, black's pretty solid here. If white castles kingside into that h-pawn advance, it's kind of unusual. The audio is audible. Who's that? Is that Spectacular Camel? What's up? Got a lot of our subscribers here. Alright, so this guy's lining up this weird development here with rook e1. Like he's trying to attack me on the king side. You're not supposed to do that after playing castles kingside in a4. I mean, I don't know what's going on. This is kind of weird. Black should be pretty solid. He's got a rook sacrifice in some lines on e6 you got to watch out for. But I mean, it's not on right away. He could sack a bishop on h6. But in and of itself, that's not enough. I speak to you through telepathy. What's up? Man, it's early for Astrobate on the Pacific Coast. Well, anyway, he's in Las Vegas. All right, it's close enough. You're in Pacific time zone. That's always kind of confused me. Like, why is Las Vegas a Pacific time zone? I thought it would be like Mountain Time or something. Now, all right, rook e8. Passive move. We don't have much counterplay. And I'd like to play something more aggressive than rook e8, but what do you recommend, guys? c5, I guess. b5 is an interesting, weird move. Sacrificing a pawn. Is it sound? Probably not. Okay, this is a blitz game. I need to play faster. All right. You want California tourism. Oh, is that why the time zone is the same? All right. You want to have a nice convenient time zone for those California people. That's the point. I like the way that White played this, though. It's weird and unorthodox, but why not? Kind of hard to get any counterplay. He's not really threatening anything, but I'm certainly not threatening anything. Very compact piece configuration. These guys are pretty well coordinated. a4. Totally new idea. Alright, I'm just going to flag if I don't do something quick. Yeah, this move is reasonable. Nobody's doing anything. Move to my house, you'll always be in the same. Yeah, well, that's not easy either, Tushar, because I'm moving houses. I might be moving houses more often, like back and forth. It's possible that in the fall I might like migrate back and forth. You know, maybe more than just once a year. I'm thinking about moving back and forth maybe like 2 or 3 times a year. So it's going to be hard. You're going to have to move with me. Every time I move, every time I fly, you know, from the U.S. to Hungary. All right, guys. Let's see what we got for challenges. Yobates, Tushar. So Paulina Chess like left. I just wanted her to re-challenge me. Tetrodotoxin challenges to 3-0, but I'm not playing that. 5+3 is the minimum. So if you could re-challenge me to 5+3. We lost Paulina Chess. I guess she wasn't listening to the stream or something. Just re-challenge to 5+3 casual. My brain is too fried to play rated. Look at this. Queen C4 business. Queen A6 a la Capablanca. It's a good move anyway. I was thinking of playing B5 earlier, you know. He's just inciting terror, basically. Constantly trying to cause trouble. Alright, we're putting our pawns on the correct color. Tamalir forgot I was challenging. I got a challenge from Black Border. Someone said he's so strong. It's a FIDE master. Nice to see a title player. Lately, I haven't had a lot of challenges from fellow title players. Like, you know, we used to get sometimes some FIDE masters and others in that range, but lately, not so much. Knight H4. I mean, this is pretty weird, man. You're gonna do what? Like knight to G6 or something? I have no idea. I'm just making moves. I thought maybe my queen can help protect laterally. Really like the way that white's coordinated. I'm down to 30 seconds. Okay, I gotta remember that we have no time. It's just PQLD is focusing on major things like sacrificing pieces. He's also managed to keep his structure though and maintain everything pretty much. What am I doing? All right. Well, nothing really happened, right? Nothing major has occurred here. We're trying to improve our pawn structure. Little things like that. A knight on D7 not doing much. It is controlling E5. Now this is kind of random. Right, not a lot of time to think here. Well, he didn't recapture the pawn on A4. That's another pawn. But which pawn do I want? I think the one on H5. The one on H5, pretty dangerous pawn. Cramping me and creating threats, in a sense. Now what? Man, this is a weird move, but it works. It'll work, but I can't play Queen D5. Not a good idea. A little bit of Marge Simpson there again in the voice. Whoa, okay. He went berserk. It's official. Is this sound? Oh my god, it's like sound. No. Master has a check. Doesn't cut it. e5. Yeah, he's running out of ammunition. Should be mate. Alright, weird game. That was strange. Alright, onward and upwards. So, Yobatis. Relatively new subscriber. Alright. I'm white. Let's go. Let's see what he does with d4. I know he plays knight c6 against e4. Just as like an 80s cartoon where Hanna-Barbera characters race crazy vehicles. It all depends. That's what makes chess beautiful. It's something different for everyone. You're the only person who it's like that, but that's a funny reference. Alright, d4, d6. Yeah, everybody's perspective is different. That's what I love about the game, you know? That's what makes the game so interesting, because everyone is seeing it differently. If everybody thought the same about the game, it would be pretty damn boring. Thanks for watching and subscribing, guys. I'm streaming 5 days a week. This is my one morning stream, 10 a.m. EDT here from the United States. I thought Yobatis was your longtime student. Well, he's new to the stream. He's new to the stream, Tushar. He's only been a subscriber for like a couple weeks or a week, and he wasn't always watching the stream. Okay, Private Detective Tushar to the rescue. All right, knight to c6. We've got a6, h3. This is weird. We're just gonna play knight f3. g6. But I think you just subscribed for the first time, Tushar, this last week or so. I'm not sure if he was always watching regularly. g6, bishop e3. We actually talked about this with Yobatis. I think g6 is better than bishop g4. We can transpose to a kind of classical Peertz. h3 is kind of slow, though. Yeah, bishop e3, I guess, was the best move. He told me himself. You'd still be a good detective. Bishop g7. Bishop b5, no, don't like it. Knight g4 is not really a threat. Unless I play queen d2, and then knight g4, and then bishop g5, then f6, then bishop h4, then bishop h6, then like weird moves. What's happening there? Is it worth it playing h3, or is it too slow? I'm going to play h3. I don't know if we looked at this. He's playing fast. I was just thinking maybe Black could play d5 there. And I always hate playing d5, but if you put this on the engine, I think it likes playing d5. Queen d2, d5 may definitely be a good move for Black. Tushar, that's a cool... Tushark. Cool emote. So queen d2, he has two moves. e5 transposing to a classical Peertz, or also d5, which is kind of weird and interesting. I was thinking queen d2, d5, e5, knight e4. Knight takes e4, d takes e4, knight g5. With counterplay for Black, but how much? c5 at the end of the day there? That's illegal. Alright. I don't know. Tushar, you have an emote? What is that? Tushark. He has his own emote. This is the Tushar shark. That's cool. E4 knight c6. Yeah, it's the Nimzovich defense. Okay, Tushar, I'll hold off on your challenge. We lost some challengers, I think. That's weird. It's not very famous, though, and that's what makes it good, Tamalir. Knight c6 is actually one of the best scoring moves against e4 if you look at the statistics. Because no one knows how the heck to play with white. I think it's a really good practical opening for Black. Wow, my Firefox is doing something crazy. Firefox is not responding. What happened? All right, that was weird, but it's back to normal now. So e5. I think this transposes to a main line of classical peers if I put my bishop on e2, but I might be able to benefit from not putting my bishop on e2. Bishop is actually better on c4. Lichess says I'm offline. I was for a moment, it looks like. We had like a wave of lag or something. Okay, guys, the next stream will be Sunday, 4:30 p.m. EDT. It's going to be a simul, as I do every Sunday. Okay, guys, the next simul is Sunday, 4 p.m. Sorry, 4:30 p.m. EDT. 4:30 p.m. EDT. Sunday simul, 25 players, 40 time control. Okay? All right. So thank you, Panda, for that announcement. Now, we have the improved classical peers here. Bishop going to c4, possibly. I remember Igor Foigl once. He did like queen b1, queen a2 against me. That was extremely strong. Not possible here, however. So bishop c4, very tempting. How am I going to recapture on d2, though? I didn't really think this through properly. I really didn't think this through properly. Maybe I need the castle queenside in this position, to be honest. I have my doubts about bishop c4. He's exchanging there on d2. And how do I recapture? I take with the king, I guess. This is a bit weird. I take with the king, rook d8 check, and then put my king on like c1. That's extremely strange. No, I think this is a blunder. Bishop c4, not a blunder, but like an inaccurate move. Now my queen is messed up again. That's why Foigl put it on b1. I'm going to have to play knight d5. Transform the game to something else. This should be pretty good for black, though, I would think. Or at least perfectly okay. I mean, rook d8 was coming, and that's going to be a rude awakening. What could I have done instead? That's just not walking into rook d8. I guess I could have waited to pull the trigger on knight d5 a little bit longer. Wait until he plays rook d8 to play knight d5. Perhaps I could have improved. Now, like, the really wimpy move is bishop takes d5 here. There's several problems. I mean, knight b4 might be strong. It's like an exchange King's Indian. My intention was to take with the e-pawn. But actually he has knight d4 after that. Alright, I don't like this. I've got nothing here. It's like a bad exchange King's Indian. You feel like... What? What are you guys talking about? Okay, Tushar will be back 15-20 minutes. His challenge has been removed, but we've got those guys back. Black border, Tamale, S4. This guy's challenged me to chess 960. Casual unlimited. That's not a stream game. I don't really like the unlimited, you know. People just... They tend to abandon those games. You know, that's the problem. Obvious problem with the pin here. I have to move my queen again. Queen e2 is bad. Or is it? It was nice losing a tempo. I have a funny variation. Bishop at g5, bishop at g5, bishop f6, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, queen g5, queen takes g5. This is weird, but I mean, I'm going to do it because I'm desperate. I'm desperate. Doing it because I'm desperate. Yobatis is a good attacking player. I think, you know, I don't mind keeping him in a kind of technical situation. But I've already felt like I misplayed the position, so I'm just minimizing the danger. One of my greatest skills in chess is like just minimizing danger. Alright, so queen g5. And my idea was, very deep, to bring down pressure on f7, distract him while I can double his pawns with like bishop takes c6. Can he combine or something funny? Because, you know, I expected king g7 there, actually. This is a very normal move to just kind of stop my threats. The resulting endgame after king g7, bishop takes c6. Yeah, maybe he's like got a good intermezzo there. Queen takes g5. Okay, complicated, but what's going on here? Knight takes f7, knight takes c2 check. Oh, come on, why did you have to do this? Man, that's irritating. Very irritating, Yubatis. If I had a little time, I might have found something better. I should have just played bishop takes f7. I'm an idiot. I had bishop takes f7 check and bishop back to b3. Oh man, you just totally bluffed me. I mean, maybe he has some play there with bishop takes f7 check, king g7, bishop b3, a5. Black has some compensation, but still that would have been the best, and I missed it. What's this? Darn it. Oh man, I'm about to lose on time. Knight takes f7, rook takes d5 was unclear. I just wimped out completely. Hopefully I'm not worse. But I am. Oh man, I'm in trouble here. This is very unpleasant. Whew, we're in a world of hurt. He's got his rook on the 7th and stuff. Man, that's awkward. He's got me in a world of hurt. Well, it's fortunate he took back toward the center, because if he takes the other way, I think I'm in very, very serious trouble. I'm probably holding now, but if he had played f takes g, I don't really like my chances there a whole lot. Now it's probably a draw. Man, after f takes g, ugh, I don't know, man. I'm probably lost in that ending. And now we're actually slightly better. Though I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's all a fantasy, I guess. This is probably just a draw. Let's play b4. Let me just see. He offered a draw here. I was a little unsure about that plan, though, to give me a protected pass pawn. Now I might be better. Still, it's maybe a draw. King there, king there, king there. Uh-oh. Okay, let's go this way. I just panicked. Oh my god. What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, we're gonna win this now. Just looks fine. King and pawn endgame. You see, the problem is he wanted to draw, and he offered a draw. And let's just see briefly like where he lost the game, because there's no way he should have lost. He was clearly better. I mean, if we go back to the double rook ending, I'm probably close to lost here when he played h takes g6. This is a very, very important mistake. I mean, this is like a winning pawn for black coming down. If you play f takes g6, white is... Okay, I'm not totally lost because it's not a king and pawn in game yet, but it's a rook ending. I'm in a lot of trouble. If I can exchange one rook off, I'm still in a lot of trouble. But this is a huge mistake to take back with the h pawn. Now you lost almost all your advantage. So it should be a draw, but around the point when you offered a draw was the point where you made a second blunder. So here it's a dead draw. You should just trade the pawns, I guess, in the proper order. But you played this move, and now like it's weird, but I'm like winning. f4 check here. You know, I didn't find the best move in time pressure. e5 was like second best, I guess. Could you play g5 and some active move? Yeah, you had rook h7. Still not easy, but there's still some hope. So two key mistakes by him. And now this was a funny position. The temptation is to go here, king d4, king c5. I'm not even sure. I might even be in trouble there if I play king d4, king e6, king c5, g5. I'm actually losing, you know. So I found the right plan. King f2 and it's winning. King f3, whatever. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next game. Interesting endgame. Yeah, that was instructive, though. Tushar said to wait. I've got a million challenges. Just make sure the challenges are casual. Because I'm like commentating a lot. This we'll deal with later, but all right. So d4. Berglas we played once before. I'm specifically doing this stream so we can get more of the European guys a chance to hang out on the stream. Since I've been in the United States, my streams are really late for European players. So we got the Gingy Indian here, which I like to play once in a while. Spectacular Camel, endgame technique and time pressure, but endgame technique really important there. Taking away from the center for the outside pass pawn in that endgame is a really key idea. Key. The Gingy Indian. Queen b3, this was played against me. Laszlo Eperjesy. But I'm not sure it was with knight f3. Something was different. How could we have that position? How would it have gone if it wasn't with knight f3? f5. He had to make a move. No, it had to be the same position then. I mean, it must have been knight f3. A game with Eperjesy. Okay, so bg5, getting his bishop outside the chain is a good idea by Berglas. Good idea, sir. I'm going to develop my pieces. The idea of playing knight e4 might have been better. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. I mean, I think it's not a developing move. Like knight e4, bishop d2, let's say. Knight e4, bishop f4, knight e4. Let's just do it. I probably should have done it right away. There's this queen b5 check that I remember from my Eperjesy game 20 years ago being an idea. So how do you want to develop here? I guess this is the classical method with knight d7, knight b6. My problem is that my queen gets trapped sometimes, but not so much in this setup. Got this French winnower idea with like bishop a4, queen a4, just controlling the square. This is why the Gingy Indian is very dangerous. Like, natural moves and white can get in trouble. Asterbate says, my weakness in chess is chess in its entirety. Welcome, guys. Thanks for watching and subscribing to the stream. Saul, thanks for the bit donation. Alright, we're just chopping this pawn off. It's welcome donation. He couldn't really hold it, though. Long term, I doubt he would be able to hold that. And now he's dropping a piece. As happens, you know, very often, people become kind of, like, let's think about this for a minute. People become kind of like they lose their concentration when they start to lose control of the position. Yeah, he's just lost it. I'm just curious if I can find that game with Epriyeshi. Is that the position? Queen b3? Let's see. It's an old game from 20 years ago. Would it be in the database? I'm trying to click like it's an analysis board. Okay, so there's a lot of other games. Larry Remlinger from 2011. Wow, I didn't know he was still playing. Interesting. So there's just too many games with Queen b3 to even find my own. Okay, let's move on. Dr. Todd. Black Border is a FIDE master. Counter Sparks. Are you considering playing the upcoming Blitz event here on lichess? First prize is $500. Or Bullet. I didn't even know about it, Counter Sparks. I think it would be hopeless. I just never play Bullet, and there was a time when I used to play 2-0, but I'm hopelessly slow and out of practice at that fast to time control. Might be fun, but I have no chance of winning the first prize or even coming close. If it was like 5-0, I would probably play. But I still wouldn't like my chances. C4. All right, what are we playing? I'm going to play E6. I like the fact that they're making it 2-0 though. That's awesome. So this is a new opponent for me. He's got 600 games. I reserve the right not to play people who have like less than, let's say, 50 games. A lot of times they're like trolling my stream. Okay, bishop d2 is a safe move, not very critical, but it's totally okay. After b6, this is a relatively newer line, which is kind of fashionable, but risky for black. White can play e4 and try to take over the center. I mean, that's the biggest question. The bishop d2 is not really an issue. Now, this f3 is aggressive too. He's trying to play e4 or maybe just block my bishop. Here, perhaps we have to be thinking outside the box a little bit. I was actually looking at knight c6 now. This is pretty weird, but what the heck. It's a blitz game, 5+3. I'm thinking of transferring my knight. This is always a problem piece. I was just talking to one of my students about this. Well, always a problem piece in the Queen's Gambit. I want to ask you a question. Is it true to be a GM you should be obsessed with chess, like dreaming about some puzzle, spending the whole day analyzing a position? Well, I think that for the most part, you know, most people who become grandmasters are pretty obsessed with chess, pretty extensively obsessed with chess, you know, like have dreams about it, thinking about it all day. Yeah, that's probably fairly common. I mean, maybe I should have considered playing e5 last move. This was my original intention, then I just chickened out, but I should have probably played e5. Knight e7 is rather passive for black. Anyways, you know, so I don't think you have to be insanely obsessed, but most of them are. But it's not necessary to be like obsessed to an unhealthy degree to become a grandmaster. You know, I really don't think that's true. I can name a number of grandmasters who are totally normal and not only obsessed with chess. So it depends on your level of talent. You know, I mean, massively talented people like Viswanathan Anand. I guess becoming a grandmaster was like falling out of bed. You know, if you're not an absolute genius, it obviously takes more work. You know, the more of a genius you are, the less obsession and hard work it takes. Bishop d3. Well, I like this for white. Okay, this is a pretty unorthodox setup that I'm playing. Not really typical for me. Experimental. What's up, Morwa? So he says, not really. I dream chess all the time and I can barely push the pieces. That's Acerbate answering the question. Well, I mean, that's the beauty of chess again, you know, that everyone can appreciate the game. So I'm going home. But fundamentally, I should probably exchange here. Alright, I'm not going to go home. I'm going to just exchange. White is better, though. I think white is just better here. I haven't really challenged to center. So it's a little too passive, what I've got going on here. It is a fail. This opening is a Nimzo fail. Dr. Todd is better. Good quote from Turkey Farm. I think I've been pretty obsessed with chess, but not to the point where it's the only thing I think about. I did take a long time off to play poker, which was the only other thing that I've ever really been that into. I spent about 8 years playing poker full time online, basically taking time off from chess to do that. So, you know, some people are incapable of even thinking about anything else but chess, which I think is unhealthy, definitely. What are we doing here? C5? I need to get some kind of control of the center. This guy is scaring me. It's very much like a classical Nimzo. It is a classical Nimzo. It's almost becoming like a more traditional type of one. Tell us about your move to Hungary. Well, it was 14 years ago. Quite a long time. But I'm streaming from the United States right now. We got into playing chess in the mid-90s very heavily, and around that time they started to hold Grandmaster tournaments in Budapest regularly. Probably the only place you could go in the world to play a Grandmaster Norm tournament every month, you know. And this I got interested in. Let's say in the mid-90s, I found out about these monthly Grandmaster tournaments in Budapest, and that's what sparked my interest initially in going to Budapest. So at that time there were no, you know, tournaments organized and all over the United States. Now you'll see like GM Norm tournaments, very rare. It was very rare, dude, and the rules have changed for GM norms. You used to have to get like a round robin norm. Now they made it very easy. You only need Swiss system tournaments are good enough for Grandmaster norms, but that wasn't always the case. And so I basically moved to Hungary. I first went to Hungary in the 90s, in the late 90s, you know, for a kind of experimental period to get my IM title. Then I moved there in 2004. I don't know about this position, but Dr. Todd is pretty solid, man. Extremely solid. He's playing like a classical Nimzo expert. I don't really like my position. Looks like white is better. He's got the better of this. Knight g3 is an excellent move. It's like playing Victor Erdos or something. How can you improve your skills by playing bullet or blitz or classical? Well, I mean, I think that, you know, these things are all useful in their own degree, to their own degree. I'm going to like sack a pawn here. Try to liberate my position a little bit. I mean, it's only a pawn sack after bishop takes g6, h takes g6. I don't think bullet's necessary. I think it's exaggerated, and I'm kind of anti-bullet. But I mean, obviously blitz has been used for the last, you know, 70 years probably as a training mechanism. Clash Kid, what's up? Challenges are open, but I'm only going to be able to play a certain amount of challenges. I've only got like another hour or so. So he took the pawn, but I've got counterplay. Don't know if I miscalculated something there. I was a little bit worried about tactics with rook d1 and like bishop d6. So, not too worried about that, I guess. This pawn is really weak. I don't think that's going to survive. So we should be able to equalize, regaining that pawn. That was my basic idea. Dr. Todd had a really good position, but he let me off the hook by simplifying and grabbing that pawn. Or at some point, he sort of let me slowly off the hook here. I don't see anything special for me, though. Maybe white's still a tiny bit better. Or maybe it's equal. I think he's still a tiny bit better. To be careful. He might have had a line there. Queen a4, bishop takes c4, rook fc1, when my a7 pawn is hanging and my bishop's hanging on c4. He might have been able to win a pawn. Now my queen e7 protects a7, so I don't have to drop that in the event of like queen a4. I just play bishop takes c4 and get the pawn back. My opponent is seemingly pretty strong. I've been very impressed by him so far. Way stronger than his rating. Like 1668 is not realistic. I had to be very, very careful not to lose this game. I mean, lichess 1668 is like 1500 FIDE or something. So he's played, like, pushing me to my limit here. I've been slightly worse the whole game, basically. Just trying to hold on. Usually people that rating fall apart. Yeah, that's the case in the end game. Yeah, maybe he will, but I'm not wishing that on him. Well, I want to win, Okay, knight e4 is a kind of weird move. But it still may not be that bad. Okay, what do we got here? Queenside majority, slightly better structure. But not that simple. I don't know what to do. What am I doing? Alright, we're going to go here. Try to target that pawn on e4. We should have a very strong attack. On the white squares. We have very strong threats of rook c2, bishop d5. He can still... Well, I guess he could be in serious trouble already. He could play rook d2, but then rook c1 check looks deadly. He might be lost here. Let's see. Yeah, he's lost. I guess the last move was like the losing move. So, he's slightly worse. He played a really good game. I mean, until the end, when he got low on time. Alright, Tushar's back. We're going to take that challenge next. And then black border. But it was a really good opening by white. I mean, he maintained an advantage through like the first 20 plus moves. I didn't play that right. That was too eccentric, like knight g6, or knight c6, knight e7, knight g6, like wasting too much time in the opening. I didn't get enough control of the center. By the way, I have an Erdos number of 2. Wait, what is an Erdos number? Is that a thing? No, Victor Erdos is a player who I played numerous times in GM tournaments in Hungary. And And he was a guy who beat me in the classical Nimzo. He used to play Queen C2 Nimzo. Last time he beat me in a Bogo with white. He changed up, but surprised me actually. He's 20. He's in the high 20s, mid 2600s, mid to high 2600s. Anyways, I always thought he was like the most talented player of his generation. It's good to see that he's gotten to like 2680, 2670 or something like that. Anyway, okay, knight f3, g6. We play that a lot against Tushar. Let's play something different. This is different, Erdosh. So Erdosh. I don't know if it like literally means anything. It's just a name. It's like of the woods or something. Bishop b5. So d6. One of my favorite of the younger generation of Hungarian players. He's a very correct player. Extremely strong positionally. He's like me. He loves to get in time pressure. But he's extremely strong when he's in time pressure. You think you got him and he's in this time pressure, but he's vicious. Like, he's extremely... In violent time pressure, he's extremely, extremely good. Even when, he has like seconds left. He does that to himself. So, we've got 8 challenges. I don't know how we're going to get to. I'm going to be streaming, as I said, probably for about an hour. I started at 10. We should finish at 10:30, but 12:30. But I started a little bit late. So, yeah, we've got over an hour left. All right. Over an hour left. Hey, what's up? I'm the Chess Panda, and I just wanted to say hello. So Panda, if you don't know, if you guys are new to my stream, Panda is our mascot. Okay, this is a very rare line that Tushar he's obviously prepared this, busting this out with a weird c3 is a dangerous move. Kasparov played this I think once against Peterson. That's actually quite a good line you chose there, Tushar. I'm not sure about the, e5. I mean, I guess e5 is okay too. But I don't know what the status of this is. But I did look at this long ago. Is there any fancy stuff here with like bishop d7? I guess I drop a piece. I drop a pawn with bishop d7. This is like specialty preparation for Tushar. He specifically, I guess, maybe he prepared it for someone else, but I assumed he prepared it for me. I'm too predictable here. I know I've been playing one specific line in the Rosalimo too much. Too easy for people to kind of know what I do. But I don't know, about the overall evaluation here. My pawns are messed up pretty severely. But I also have good development. Well, fairly good development. I have some lead in development. I don't know about bishop f3. That might have been a mistake by Tushar. So tricky. The queen takes g2. Wow, d3. I didn't think of that. How does that... That does work. Well, now my hands are tied, as they say. I can't really take on d3 even if I wanted to. We both have messed up pawns. It's a very strange position. The mutually demented pawns. I guess I'm obliged to take on f3 there. And then I have this ultra strong knight. The ultra knight. Whenever I'm white and I'm in this kind of situation, I'm kind of like, oh god, how am I going to get rid of that, But in itself, it may not be enough. Okay, so my c5 pawn is hanging. Unfortunately, I might need to think about defending it. I wanted to do something else, but no, he's tied down to this pawn. Wow. Pretty intense play. Do I have any sort of tricks? Why am I playing f5 here? Okay, let's just play bishop e7, develop. You know, I could have played f5. Alright, f5 would control the e4 square. Also has another important function. It threatens to win a piece. Let's say like f5 doesn't hurt. Okay, f5 doesn't hurt. It's a useful move. So we've got some tactics ideas on this diagonal. Obviously trapping the piece. But it also gives us a square for the king, possibly on f7. The minor piece ending, I'm a little nervous about. You know, even that might be okay for me, though. I play something like bishop d6. The problem is he's going to play knight c4. Does he have any threats there, though? How am I going to control the e5 square, for example? And now there's a backwardness along the e file. It's a very, very complicated situation. Here. Whoa. Okay, let's try this. He's got way more time than me. Wow. I don't really want to play f4 and like stick my pawn on the dark square. I could have played f4, but then my pawn is a liability. So I'm not sure about it, honestly, if it was a good idea or not. Man, he's got a time advantage. His rating in rapid chess has gone over 2200. Getting stronger and stronger. It's a pretty nasty variation that I have worried about in the past. Nice played there. So knight c4 is his idea. But without the bishop on e3, it's kind of hard for him to do anything really damaging. But what do I do? You know, what the heck is my plan here? Let's say like king d7, I guess. Just centralizing my king. But I don't know how either side's going to make progress here. I mean, it just seems like it's a kind of standoff. Probably objectively equal. The traditional Mexican standoff. A6, just making sure my pawns are on the right color. He's playing knight c4 next. Actually, so let's not. Let's think about e5 maybe. Putting my pawn on the wrong color. That's kind of weird though. No, I shouldn't give up my bishop. He's played this insanely well. I'm a little doubtful about this move. But I don't know what else to do. Knight c4, knight e5 check. I can just ignore it and move my king. He's not really making any progress. So I should probably try to make progress on the other side. Maybe I could have played g5. It was risky though. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, I do have bishop h4, but it's, you know, attacking a pawn with one piece. I mean, that's nothing, you know. It's not a threat. so at this point it looks equal. He could even play like knight e5 check, king d6, knight c4, king d7 repeat position. I would agree to a draw here against, you know, equal rated opponent. Most likely black is not better. I try to be objective. Now he's just doing this, but I don't think that's as good. I can't really do anything. Maybe g5. Can I try to play g5? But it's risky. g5, knight c4, h5. Okay, let's try it. I don't know which way to take. Just with the undoubling my pawns. Sort of stupid question, stupid answer. I don't know which way to take, but probably I should undouble. Yeah. Still, it's like equal. Maybe black's... No, I don't know. Am I better? Realistically? Such a strong game by white, relatively speaking. Make sure everything's protected. Play g4. Put my pawns on the right color. And I create an outside pawn, like what Yobata should have done in the other game. Now, I don't know. What do I do here? Bishop takes, c3, d4 check. That's not healthy. King c6. My king's going nowhere. Bishop back, I guess. But objectively, am I playing for a win here? I mean, what am I doing? You know, am I playing for a win? Am I playing for a draw? Am I playing for a loss? c4. It's just a draw. He shouldn't put his pawns on the wrong color, though. I don't like that decision by white. You know, he may still be holding. Like, I don't think I can win this. He has this constant outside, you know, this threat of having an outside pawn. Okay, maybe there's some... I don't think I can win this. Objectively. Like I have a passed pawn, theoretically. But it's just a draw, probably. Now he's actually threatening to do something. It's still a draw. All right. Good game. I mean, let's check out... I don't think that anybody made any big mistakes in this game. Let's check out the center pawn loss. I mean, both sides should be really good. This looks like a pretty correct game, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry guys, after that game I needed a short break. Alright, let's try to get into some other games here. So what's up in the stream? Pichu99. That was a tough game. 19 cent pawn loss from Tushar, 19 cent pawn loss from me. I had 4 inaccuracies, one mistake. He had 2 inaccuracies, 2 mistakes. Wow, apparently he had a sizable advantage at one moment when I played a6. That's weird. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, f4, okay, what does it do? That's a little exaggerated. So black border, 5+3, FIDE master from Russia, I think. Of course, you never really know where people are from for sure. You can put like Antarctica if you want. Master Fugu is here. He almost fell down. Master Fugu. Hopefully black border is in the house. We've never played before. I'll just stick with my kind of mainline English knight f3 type of repertoire against an unknown quantity. He's got a low rating, but his blitz and bullet, I mean his rapid and bullet are high. I mean, who knows why his blitz rating is relatively low. I mean, 2150 is not low compared to average, but for a FIDE master, it's a little bit low. He probably berserked too many tournaments or something. Okay, c takes d5, and then it's a Grunfeld. I played like everything you can play against a Grunfeld at some point. Yeah, I played recently. Most recently, I think I played d3, which is a really weird move, like an English Capablanca variation, sort of. Queen b3, it's pretty topical. Quite a few players have used this line. I played queen a4, g3, d3, h4, all different lines of this so-called Neo-Grunfeld. Countersparks had a 17 pawn loss game, 17 pawn loss, 17 center pawn loss game in the 3-0. Yeah, there's simple kind of games where, you know, it's fairly easy to do that. Now black border is letting me like attack f7, but is it really good, you know, to do like knight e5 or knight g5, some kind of primitive thing? I don't think it's a big deal, you know. This is just standard, more or less. d4, bishop e6, move the queen again. I don't think I should go into some weird craziness. Knight e5 doesn't look so good. In other words, he has bishop e6. Knight g5, e6 is not so bad for black, probably. I don't know what I expected him to play. Alright. No, queen b3. Yeah, he has to play knight b6. That's what I'm thinking. Bishop g7. This is like, Peter Svidler did a series on this. He basically concluded that white... Well, I'm thinking of a different line, maybe. I don't want to say something I'm not sure about. Let me just rethink what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not sure. I take it back. Maybe I'm thinking of a very similar variation the Svidler talked about. Done a lot of videos for like chess not chess lecture, for chess base or whatever. Alright, let's just play rook d1. This is always a useful move. Opposite the queen, trying to keep d4 protected. You could castle queenside. That's usually kind of dangerous in the Grunfeld. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Bishop's on g7 is too strong. That's what they say about the Indian players, Tushar. Everybody at the tournament's like, oh no, another Indian player. That's... I was like, I have to play another underrated Indian player. I can't believe it. Rook d1, c6. This is kind of passive for black. So I'm concerned I could actually lose a pawn, like e4, bishop g4, bishop e2, take, bishop takes d4. He just goes up a pawn. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I should just play like e3 and be safe. Be safe, brother. I think e4 is asking too much from white's position, probably. c6 is pretty conservative. I mean, I think the old, you know, kind of stereotypes about players from different countries are slowly fading away. I mean, I used to think, okay, all like Russian players are very good in technique because they, you know, studied at the Pioneer Palace with their trainers and stuff. But I mean, the truth is a lot of younger people are just learning chess online. I mean, from every kind of country, you know, whether it's Russia or the United States or India or wherever. I don't think we can really stereotype people, you know, as far as their playing style or how good they are and stuff, as we used to. All right, I don't know where to put my bishop, but I don't want to get hit by knight d5, so I'm going to go here. Magnus DNA. It's a good thing Bob's not here today. When you fire out that comment, Saltiga, I don't know what kind of wildfire you would have started in the chat. I think that we're safe, though. I have a feeling that the morning stream doesn't work for Bob. Okay, bishop f7. Keep the chess vernacular. Bishop e2, bishop d3. I'm feeling conservative at the moment because of that knight, you know, coming to d5 and hitting me. I don't know why bishop d3 would be a bad move, though. Okay, I mean, I could fear knight b4, but I just play a3. Seems like a slightly passive decision of mine, you know, to play this way. e3, bishop e2. It's a little passive. Black's setup is really weird. It actually reminds me of a team game. One of my teammates on the lower boards of my Budapest Team Championship had something like this, where they were like, one of the kids that plays on my team was like white, and his opponent played like this. And black just got an extremely passive position. So someone's saying black has to play e5. Yeah, good luck. You're going to have the queen problem, you know. Okay, yeah, maybe if he plays queen e8, he can play for e5. Now rook c8 was a sensible move, though. I mean, this guy is... he's solid, you know. He's not an attacking player, but he's solid. You can get the feeling. Like, very, very solid. He doesn't want anything spectacular. But he's played rook c8. He's like discouraging me from doing anything aggressive with like expanding in the center. He'll be ready to answer along the c file. Now queen c7. Well, queen c7, I don't know. It almost makes me want to play rook c1 now. We're playing like anti-chess. Both sides doing nothing well. Bishop g3 is tempting. All right. Go back. Oh, this is not what I expected. Wow. He pins himself. Pinning the self. I expected him to go back to d8, but I guess he judged that was too passive, which may be true. Pinning of the self. Nothing really I can do. My inclination was to take, but actually might even be a mistake. We have the better structure. I'm talking like Teen Titans Go or something. All right. We have the better structure, but that's not the only thing going on in chess. Knight e4. He's got the very good grip on d5. Bishop g4. The other thing is that his knight is going to return to the center via d5. That's kind of pissing me off. Maybe I need to play this, as ugly as it is, just so that he doesn't use that square. Extreme pawn moves. I hate weakening my position, you know, weakening f2, giving up the d4 square potentially. But I just don't want to see his knight coming in there. It's a decision. Probably a bad move. I've never played this guy before, so I don't know, but I'm getting the feeling he's like a safe positional player. He'll probably start reeling out off some tactics or something. So I have knight b5 here. Doesn't do anything. I mean, he just plays queen b8 and laughs at me if I go there. That's good. So we try for tactics. We don't have any. Let's see, bishop h4. That's not a bad move, probably. Just keep him occupied. Keep him occupied. Play for the structure. We're slightly better. Very slightly better. Of course, it could go really far south. If black got a knight on d4, I'm having a heart attack. You know, like here, 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 here. That's a rook. That's a problem too. I'm not happy about that. We need to get rid of that. It has to be extricated. Yeah, the rook needs to leave the d4 area. I hope black doesn't have any ideas of like exchange sacrifices. Hopefully he plays like rook d8 right now, but that's illegal. Unfortunately, that's not a good move. Trying to remain calm, keep a better structure. You got to admit, Ancient Aliens would recommend an exchange sacrifice here for black, like bishop f2. All right. He's heading for the square. You know, he knows about that plan. He may have been to the Pioneer Palace after all. I mean, he's got this idea, bang, bang, bang. You know, that's very strong. And he's going right for it. Going right for it. Knight a4, wonderful square for me. Could I have taken the pawn on a7, Ivanchuk style? I don't know. Man, this is a bit weird. But I'm preempting this. Magnus would like this position. This would be very technical, kind of boring. Definitely up Magnus's alley. The Magnus style. No bad pieces. Look, Mom. No bad pieces. That's the thing. His bishop is bad. It could be bad. It could come into the game, but it could also be bad. My pieces are definitely not bad. I'm on him with rook d7 now, but he does have counterplay. Rook d7, chop that, check him, chop and check. How's the tactics doing here? Chop and check. I've got some interesting stuff with rook d7. Very interesting stuff, but is it decisive? Luckily, queen, this doesn't threaten mate. You know, I have the bishop on f2. So queen a5, rook takes f7, check. Saul's probably like going nuts right about now. This looks like a strong attack. This ought to be good. But I'm not convinced. I need the death blow. Queen e6 is like the death blow. Not so simple, actually. I don't have a death blow. Like on knight e6 check, he goes king g8 or king f7, like walks into the pin. Knight d7 check, he walks up to e7. Then check, king e6. Wow. I have this knight d7, king e7, bishop c5, king d7, queen f7, and then mate on e7. That's sick. I actually have this. I'm not sure it's mate, though. He walked up there. But it better be mate, because he has mate on e1. Phew, that was entertaining. Well, alright, thank you for the game. That was fun. Fun for both of us, but more fun for me, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know if he had any kind of outs there. Did he have a move like before this? King d8. You see, there's a hole. Oh, man. He has that. So it's all a lie. Amazingly, the winning move is not bishop c5 check. It's moving the knight back. I just never would find that in blitz. You know, it's so tempting to play the check. So this is insane. I have bishop h4 check. I wasn't sure about that. He has another out with king d6. See, this gets very, very annoying and weird. But this move keeps him contained and threatens queen e6. I didn't have the presence of mind. I didn't have the presence of mind to figure that out. He runs away or something with king f8. It's mate in 10, apparently, after queen e6. You know, I looked at this. I probably looked at something like rook d8, and then I wouldn't have thought this was mate. I thought, oh, you'll just sack the exchange, you know, and then it won't be mate. But I had this move, bishop here, check. This kind of variation I definitely would have missed. No way you would have found those moves. 3 seconds left. No, it was exciting. All right, guys. Let's move on. Tamale, S4, and then we'll see, you know, how many games I can play. We got a rated challenge. I'm probably not going to get to that many challenges. We'll see. All right, Tamale's up next. All right, knight f3. What's up? So g6. I'm in a g6 mood. You saw it quite easily. Tushar, what? Queen e6 instead of... Yeah, because you're, like, relaxed, and I'm, like, sitting here nervous in the middle of the game. It's always easy being a spectator. You may just be calculating better than me. I have brain fog. Okay, d4, c5. This allows the Benoni. I don't know why I'm playing this. I really should stick to the King's Indian with knight f6 here. It's always easy to be a backseat driver. But no, seriously, when you're a spectator, it's always easier because you're more relaxed, you know. You're not, like, the pressure's not on you. You probably do see more than me. Because you get distracted with, like, oh, the clock's ticking down. Yeah, okay, d5. I don't know. I mean, I don't really play the Benko. I play it sometimes in blitz here, but it's not my intention. Yeah, we're going to play some sort of b5. We really have to do it now, I guess. If I play b5, it's a type of Benko. It's not really the Benko, though. This is a funky move order. I'm not even sure if this is objectively, you know, what the word is on this. What's the word on this? I guess it's just a way of playing the Benko. Just a way. So I wanted to take on c4. I mean, maybe this is a very strong move, e4. Authorities on this position may say that that's a brilliancy. I don't know. I feel like, okay, I take on c4, but white develops quickly. So, is this good or not for me to do this? Who the heck knows? I don't play this opening enough. I'll just throw out the modern defense and then just lose some games to random people because I'm not enough well-versed in the main lines like this. Better stick with what you know. That would be my recommendation. Here I have bishop g4. Trading a set of pieces, which might be worth considering. So Pichu says the e4 has a strong refutation from your knowledge in the Benko lines. I mean, I'd like to look at this after the game. I mean, is it possible that this is really, like, legit? Like, e4 is a very good move here? Or not? I'd like to check that before the end. So he went with a check here. I guess this doesn't do anything. My inclination is that bishop e5 check is like moving the same piece twice. That should not be a problem for black. I've had this issue with a lot of my students lately, the guys that are more beginners, under 1700. I'm just trying to teach everyone, develop your pieces, control the center, develop your pieces, get your king safe. If you adhere to these 3 principles, you just can't really go wrong, you know. So Tushar thinks e4 is a move. Is it the best move? That's the key question. We're going to investigate. We will investigate after the game. So we're trading off a set of pieces. We have more space and freedom of movement. I mean, I personally have never done well with this kind of position with white. I can tell you right now. I have had this sort of position with white in the Benoni, some Benkos, and I just never ever really made it work. Other people, they like to play these kind of positions, like the Hungarian Grandmaster Ivan Farago, for example, is a guy who like always like just doesn't mind letting like black do bishop g4, bishop takes f3 in the main line of the like Benoni or something. You know, he's comfortable. You got to be really good at just getting a space advantage and taking advantage of it. Tamale's bishop g5 is a strong move, it appears to me. That's the most active mode of development. There is a drawback, though, which I'm highlighting here, the b2 pawn. Probably not the end of the world, though. I mean, white should have ways to deal with that. Bishop g5, bishop b5, this looks very good for white. And I'm out of my element here. I just don't really play the Benko. I only play it for fun, or from versions of the King's Indian where it's possible to do the Benko. But every time you exchange pieces, you make my position a little bit better, probably, because I have more freedom of movement. Now it's a legitimate question which way to recapture, with the queen or with the knight. My knight doesn't have much scope from f6, so I think it might be better to take with a knight here. Plus, we've already got the built-in pressure on b2. I am tied down. I mean, it would have been nice to play queen d7 and get my queen out, but at the same time, we can play maybe a rook e8. I don't know. There are other ways to develop. Chess is full of choices, like queen takes d7, rook b7, and maybe like double on the b file, and then play like knight e8, knight c7, knight b5, knight d4, something like that. It's a mode of development. Maybe that was better. Maybe what I'm doing is more artificial. I'm not sure. Yeah, this doesn't seem so impressive. Driving his queen where it wanted to go. And we'll play c4 and try to lodge the knight on d3. This is really my only plan. c4, knight d3. Focusing in on b2, the knight on c3, just undermining the long diagonal. I don't have another plan. That's it. So you can play b3 here. It's sort of reasonable. Then I have knight d3. Then he takes, and everybody's knights are hanging. f4 obviously is a tad risky. But, you know, this expansion with e5 is a classic idea in the Benko Benoni structures. We've got a lot of pressure on the long diagonal. We've got a check, which doesn't necessarily do anything. His bishop is a little bit uncomfortable because that pawn might retreat, you know, take away his retreat squares. He could play h6, but I think it's still okay. I'm not so worried about the bishop for white. This main problem is this b2 pawn and tactics based on that. I don't think bishop d4 is a threat. So rook takes b2, knight takes b2, knight takes b2 is a funny move. Knight takes b2, knight takes b2, queen b6 check, and then he's got like, you know, I'm going to put myself in a self pin with queen b6. That's pretty weird. I don't know if I like that. Let's throw in h6. There might be issues with the f4 pawn at some point. And again, I might have weakened my own king side. Also give him bishop f2. This was an impulsive decision. Tamale is 1300. Wow. Doing pretty well here. Queen check. Knight takes b2, knight takes b2, queen b6 check. Now it doesn't work. So I made it so that doesn't work by doing h6. That was pretty brilliant. Okay, let's try something else. Queen a5. That also may be dubious. Because now he's actually threatening like b3. I also hung my e7 pawn. That's probably a good sacrifice, actually. Take it. He instantly played b3. Instantaneously. Alright. Just depending on counterplay here. There was a funny line. If bishop takes e7, rook e8, bishop takes d6 was not possible because of queen b6 check. So we would have had to go back. I would have had queen takes d5. E takes d5 and rook takes e2. That's funny. But he might be able to play bishop takes. Can he get away with this now? Bishop takes, rook e8, bishop h4. What do I have exactly? I mean, I'm down a pawn. I'm down a pawn and I don't seem to have like a direct threat. I mean, pushing the pawn is one thing. Yeah, he just grabs. I have f5. I mean, maybe f5 is good. It can't hurt to play f5. I don't know what else to do. Bishop d4 now. We just go whole hog. Threatening rook takes e4. And 1300. He's playing great. Maybe he's listening to my analysis, maybe. Got the monster knight now. But there is a delay, so it's not that easy. And most people will say that actually listening to the analysis, you know, kind of makes it harder. And I think that's been the case for me in a lot of games. This like too many cooks spoils the broth saying. I don't know what to do now. I really don't know what to do. Rook takes. I guess rook takes f4 I have. Okay. Calm. Remain calm. Instant moves he plays. He's good with the instant moves. Wow. Alright, we're up a pawn. I managed to grind down a pawn. It's like nothing. Wow. I mean, I don't even know how much better I am here. This is really awkward. f4. Okay, I have knight e5 maybe? Just trying to consolidate. Not sure about this move. I have a lot of weaknesses. I mean, honestly, White's played this game very, very well. He continues to play the game very, very well, very, very fast. For 1300, that's like impossible, dude. But this exchange is bad. I don't like that exchange of queens under any circumstances. Still, he has vague chances to hang on. I mean, I'm only up a pawn here. I hate being passive. What happened, b4? I'm only a tiny bit better. He's playing fantastically. King centralization. Man, I wish my students would be this good. Now, okay, f4. Finally, a blunder. 93 check here. Takes this. Knight takes d5. He's played really well. Did I miss something better there, like a mate? It was good that he went for king centralization in general. I think he resigned now. I don't know. Why resign now? Man, that was a nice game, though, based on his rating. I mean, he really played like an 1800 player, at least. Okay, S4 is up next. Very gracious. S4 is our leading bit donation guy for the week with 320 bits. I think he donated 100 today. Very creative player. Kind of uncompromising, a little bit crazy. I'm playing g6 a lot. So f4, he likes to play f4. What if I play d5? Like a hybrid. Modern Scandinavian hybrid. I want to lock it up. S4 is a really good tech. You know, he's a good attacker. He's a pretty good tactician. And he likes to play sacrifices. But now, I think this is a good Scandinavian for black. I could also play knight f6. F4 is refuted by G5. That's interesting. We'll have to try that on the weird opening stream. Okay, I like that idea. S4 actually asked that I do a weird opening stream. My usual weird opening stream was on Wednesdays. I'm just sacking a pawn here. I just realized. Well, anyway, it's a fast blitz game. What the heck? It's an improved, whatever that is, gambit. At least I'm doing the pawn sacrificing against him. He likes to have the initiative. So, you know, the Scandinavian gambit or whatever the heck it's called after like e4, d5, pawn takes pawn, c6. There was this local legend from New England named Harry Lyman. Harry played chess way back into the early part of the 20th century, and I remember playing blitz games with Harry where he would, when I was like 17, he played like this gambit with black. It was just standard for him. I have queen a5 check and a very nasty move. Queen a5 check, knight c3, knight d5. Kind of Grunfeldian. He may lose his extra pawn back, but I guess it's not the end of the world. We immediately get our pawn back. Who knows if this was the best, though? Maybe I had better. I'll be curious to see after the game. I should check that last game, though, about e4. I have to check the last game about e4. Don't forget. Saul is very into sacrificing stuff, so I'm not surprised to see this line. We probably had similar games. I've got queen. I'm looking for tricks like queen b6 check and bishop takes c3. I don't really want to win the exchange, though, to be perfectly honest. What do I want to do here? Queen b6 check d4 kind of shuts me down, and then I'm going to be down a pawn again. I don't really want to be down a pawn. We take the guy off. And unfortunately his rook's very active. Okay, I take the pawn on a2. We're going to go grabbing, I guess. The queen's not trapped yet. It will be soon, but it's not trapped yet. He's looking for ways to like trap my queen. I don't think that's happening. Don't try too hard to look for ways to trap my queen, because I just don't think that's happening. Move on and look for other stuff. 95, sensible move. A pretty sensible move there. So queen a5 also might be good for me to get back into the fold. I mean, just castling though looks sane. I should probably get my queen out though before it's too late. Is my queen trapped? I don't believe it. I'm not buying that. I'm pretty awake now tactically. If S4 had played me in the first game of the stream, I might have been in really big trouble, but I'm just not believing that my queen is trapped. Here, I'm not buying that. Move 11, what's up? Yeah, just casual challenges. So now I can get the rook out with, you know, my own rook. So we should be okay, right? I mean, whatever rook you wanna rook with. I see some cool lines. We got all of our guys in the game. Good things happen when you get all the guys in the game. He was trying to trap me with rook f2, right? That's not nice. So now we've got to use all of our imagination here. This looks pretty good, though. I mean, he does have e7 on praise, so I was thinking queen takes a3, knight takes, and a way to trap his knight, but I don't quite have it. He can defend the knight like frontally along the b file with queen b1. It's really annoying. So I can't trap his knight on b8. That was my big hope here. So I probably have to just suck it up and accept that and try to find something better. Knight takes e7 check, not a problem. Bishop takes is kind of irritating. All right, equal material. I feel like I'm more active. But this doesn't work. If I take that, I can't trap his knight. I was really, really hoping that would work. Cannot trap his knight. That was my big hope. Alright, well, we gotta just accept that I can't trap his knight. That's all there is to it. Rook b7. I don't know what to do. I'm running out of time. Awkward. Like rook b6, knight takes e7 check. No, I mean rook b6, bishop takes e7, yes, for example. I feel like I had to protect my e7, as awkward as this is. It's awkward for everybody. His bishop is awkward. Knight d8, queen takes. Again, I can't trap his knight on b7. I have a better chance of trapping his knight on b7 with some weird stuff with like bishop d4 check, but that's probably still not going to work. So I was looking at knight d8, rook moves, knight takes e6, queen takes a3. It's just a game. I should be better. He's got a weakness in the pawn on d3. So I mean, I'm looking at that kind of idea where I'm focusing on d3. His knight looks very lonely. I have not enough time to consider all the options, really. This may not be a great move. I'm not sure. Obviously, we're looking at knight e5, take, bishop takes c4, winning a pawn. I mean, I guess he has some kind of answer. You know, fortunately on queen f3 I have bishop d5. Everything's protected in that line. Queen g4. Yeah, he's setting up some nastiness here. Just nasty, nasty stuff. This is a cowardly move. I really ought to be okay. I just have to guard my back rank. I mean, my back rank is super weak. f7 is protected, but the back rank is not. I really don't know who's better here. I mean, he's got this initiative. Oh no, he's trying to do bad things to me. Okay. Alright, alright. He'll go to b2. Then there's back rank. So I probably need to guard the back rank straight up. Then he's got rook c7. So that's a problem. Bishop e6 right away. Man, he's a tricky guy. Whew, look at this. Rook d2. It was like a prepared move. It's like, say what? Man. All right, we got some initiative now. We've got a pawn, but I've got to be very, very careful. He's trying to do bad things. Yeah. Be like f6. Okay, whatever. Things are going to get very, very weird around here. I'm just evil. Evil intentions. I think worst case scenario, it's a draw for me. He didn't play h4. Really should have played h4. Wow. This was a hesitant move by me. Okay, you know, it's easy to be hesitant when you have like 11 seconds left against the genius. As I said, just an absolute genius. He's hanging in there. This is just a really tough position to play with no time. You got kind of lucky there. I mean, I think it's probably a draw with correct play before he stumbled at the end. Good game, man. All right. What's up next, guys? We got 6:19, so another 20 minutes left in the stream for today. That's time for at least 2 more games. At least 1 more game. No, 2 more games. We were lucky. I let it get out of control. I think I could have trapped his bishop some way, but I don't know. He was too cagey for me to keep that bishop trapped. Actually, he missed h4 right away. That would have been much stronger than h3. New opponent here. We got some new opponents. Hopefully we get some new viewers for the stream, guys. Don't forget, I do upload the streams on my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Hey guys, I'm the Panda, and I just want to thank you for supporting the stream, even though I'm not allowed to play. Okay? So don't forget to donate bits. You can donate via PayPal. Support the stream. Thank you. That message sponsored by Panda. he's trying to work his way into getting a game on the stream here. Okay, a3. We're transposing to a kind of closed Sicilian with a3. I don't know what's the big deal. All right, you know, so some kind of rope-a-dope. Bishop c4. Bishop has a back retreat there to a2. White is playing like black, and black is playing like white side of an English or something like that. Perfectly reasonable. What a time to tune in. We've got, yeah, like 15 minutes left, guys. I'm going to go a few minutes over because I started a little bit late. But normally I'll be finishing around 12:30. It's now 12:20. Yeah, we have like 20 minutes left. All right, now I don't know. I prefer to play e6 in these setups. I lost a bad game, or almost lost a bad game to I Take Back, one of our subscribers, in a similar setup where he did like, I don't know, he did like bishop g5 and then bishop f4. It was very strange. But this is a standard defensive setup that White's playing. Like, I'm playing the English opening. He's playing a closed Sicilian kind of setup against it. Antonio, what's up? Good to see you. Hopefully some of the European players, that's why I'm doing this earlier stream once a week. Hopefully some of you guys can watch. Might not normally be able to watch the 4:30 stream. Or at least you can watch without falling asleep. I know Tushar feels that way. Good to see you guys. So h4. Alright, this is a weird move. I mean, in a sense, it's controlling the center, but I can play knight to d4. He'll have to give up his bishop or move his queen again. So generally I like to do this if I get the chance. He can't take with a knight. He'll have to give up his dark squared bishop or move his queen again. Either way, I mean, that should be better for me. I have had some games against certain people here on the stream where it's not that bad to give up the bishop. But he opts to just move the queen again. He's still not threatening to take with a knight. That's good. And like our moderator, Soltigo, h-sipped, he doesn't seem to be castling kingside. And when I play the Sicilian, I like to stay flexible with my castling rights. So if you're not going to castle, I don't have to castle. You know, I can hang out just as long as you, waiting to see what you're going to do. Because I don't want to see some kind of crazy pawn-to-like attack. Yeah, Tushar's wide awake. That's cool. And you played a good game. And maybe it's no surprise. It's a little bit better when it's not like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. So h-sip just dropped a piece. Unfortunately. b3 was a strange move. It doesn't really fit in with the formation. I mean, you're blocking that bishop on and c4. That was kind of why a3 is useful, to be able to retreat that guy back to a2. I mean, it could have been a mouse slip. He actually dropped 2 pieces here. So I'm going to get my bishop back. White should try c3, trapping my bishop in that position at the last moment. Although he's down 2 pieces, that would be the last try. Just try to trap the bishop on a1. But as it stands now, he's just down too many pieces, he or she. This is another piece. We trap the bishop as well. So we end up 3 pieces up. A rook and 2 minor pieces. So guys, I got like 15 minutes left. We'll see if we can play another game or two. Play as many challenges as I can. This is a Chess 960, Casual Unlimited. Goo. Goo we've played twice before. Okay, I can't remember what they played like. Well played. Now I cannot catch you unprepared in dubious positions. What was that again? Oh, I played f4. I played the weird g65. I was playing the dubious position there, s4. Thanks for the 10. What is that? A 10-bit donation? Thank you for that. Let's play knight f6. Normally I'm playing c5, but I don't like playing symmetrical English against lower rated guys because typically the game becomes kind of drawish in some of the lines. I like to play the hedgehog. I used to play this move order all the time with black. So it's a sort of common system for black. It's a hybrid. It's kind of like a Queen's Indian, Sicilian. We'll play c5 later. We can play it any time. I can play it now. So this is the hedgehog, which I don't get to play very much on my stream, again, because I'm playing symmetrical English so often. And there are different moves in this position. I always play a6, but bishop e7 is maybe like the main line. So this is like a quiet move by white. You know, d3, perfectly okay, but it's sort of quiet. I have the option to play d5. I think like Shabalov played b3 against me once, and I just played d5 and equalized. d3 is pretty much the same thing. I could play d5, but I'd rather keep more tension in the position. When I'm playing a lower rated player, I'm not playing Alexander Shabalov. I'd really like rather avoid exchanges and lines where like things are being exchanged. With d5, I start to initiate that, you know, contact with the opponent's pawns. I'd rather not trade stuff. 2-0 tournament with prizes in the... Oh, that's in 33 minutes. Then I have to finish the stream so you guys can get warmed up. Again, I'll finish in like 15 minutes. Alright. We can play one more game. This game and one last game, I think. We got Pichu next. And that'll close it out for today. Got a rated challenge in there. Get that out of there. No rated challenges. My rating's low enough. I've got to repair my rating one day. I have little by little got a few points back, but no, the real 1500s. Stand up, please. Hey. Panda's taking a rest. He's gone back to sleep. Alright, we're just going to play like a standard hedgehog. The problem is that white hasn't played d4. So, not clear what I should do, really. Slowly develop the pieces. Gu is playing fairly fast. Now a4. This bishop on f4 is irritating. Play knight h5. It doesn't really benefit me in any way. Drives it back, but it's only a temporary status. Yeah, the 1500s we know and love. Here they are. Back. Just a temporary idea. Driving back to e3. Maybe he'll play d4 and make it a normal hedgehog. This is quite solid for white, and he hasn't made any mistakes. Actually, rook b1 looks pretty nasty, actually. What am I going to do when he plays rook b1? I'm just going to be worse, it appears. Oh, he's from Hungary, too. Man, I don't like the look of this. He's playing b4. That's annoying. White has a sort of initiative after that. I have an answer. Life is not that easy. I have a tactic here. Takes and d5. He overlooked this. Major problem. So he does have pressure on b4, but his rook's hanging, and he's getting his pawn structure mangled. No, this was a major oversight. Luckily for me, because I didn't really plan this out. Now he's got to lose the exchange. My b6 is protected. My knight is not good on h5, obviously. Okay, let's simplify. Maybe, yeah, I could have taken on c4. There's this bishop f4 idea, which is really not good for me. I just improved his pieces. Man, knight f6, he's going to break through on b6. I better trade. We'll keep it simple. Try to keep it simple anyway. Blockadeovich. We're up the exchange. I mean, this should be winning. It's a clear exchange. Guys, one last game after this. The structural damage is tangibly an advantage. I would think so. I mean, generally, structure is always important. So he's after this pawn. That's not happening. E5. I like E5. Although I have bishop H3 then. Well, my rook on E8 is not doing us any favors right now. Try to correct that. He can crank up the pressure on the B6 pawn, but I can always defend it again. I can meet bishop F4 with E5. E5 is an interesting idea for white. Then I have knight G4. So I think he's lost here. Maybe he has a trick. E5, and if I play knight G4, he has knight to G5 there. I think this is kind of taking him off that threat of H7 was a little bit weird. So Saltigo, Saul is leaving. You're gonna have dinner. It's so weird to hear that in the middle of the day here. I'm gonna have lunch. So enjoy your dinner, and we'll be back on Sunday, 4:30 p.m. EDT. Thanks for joining us, guys. 62 viewers, not bad. Like to get it a little bit higher. Looks like he's dropping E4. Oh, I'm dropping something. Oh no. Okay, that's a major mistake. Man, I just totally spaced. Okay, knight H5. Anyone? No, I need to move my rook somewhere safe. Rook A8 or something. I'm like losing everything. Man, this was a total blunder. Another 1500. He's like taking me apart now. Do I have enough? Okay, it was a catastrophic mistake. I thought E5 was protected enough times. I played H6. Wow. All right. But actually, why didn't he play bishop F4 the move before? So he had that the move before. After rook B8, he had this all the time. I didn't realize he had 3 ways to capture on E5. That's been sitting there for like 2 moves. Man, that's terrible. I'm lucky if I'm still winning here. But maybe we are. Still better anyway. I don't know about winning, but we're still better. Total disaster. Knight F7 was suggested. Yeah, I better take this pawn, but he's going to pin me. I can support it, no problem. Hopefully I don't blunder anything else. Man, B6 is hanging, but A4 is hanging. You know, I don't know. He's got some nasty stuff, though. If I play F5, do I really want to do that? I'm not so certain that's a good idea. I'm not sure F5 is the best way to defend the knight on E4. I mean, I could sack the exchange and still have good play. I need some threats badly here. I really don't have a clue. I don't know if I should trade queens, but I'm scared. I'm scared of his queen on B2. I might not be winning this. I might be like equal or a tiny bit better. But now I felt danger. You know, rook on the 7th. Trading queens seemed like the safest thing to do. But I'm not certain that I'm better. His bishops are very strong. He has a pawn for the exchange, at least. Yeah, this is a good move. That's another good move. I have knight C3. I could leave everything hanging. That's brilliant. Man, this is pretty nasty. It's going to come down to a time scramble. Black is not better here. Bishop f3. Now I really practically have to play f5, which I don't really like. But you got to do what you got to do. White's played very well. Here. It's getting pretty double-edged, dropping my pawns. Looks like he's going to hold on. Really good game by White. Man. Very tough position. Now I'm worse. Looks like I'm worse. What's this guy's rating? He's 1500. Man, dude. 1600 in bullet. Now I stand worse. He's got 2 pawns for the exchange. Constant threats and stuff. Man. I just don't know what to do. Plus he's fast too. I have no threats against this king whatsoever. I'm like fighting for a draw here. Even though I'm up the exchange. It appears I'm fighting for a draw. Knight g5 maybe. And he has bishop d5 check. Man, this guy is insanely strong. Wow. I'm just going to lose. Knight g4 maybe? Knight g4 and prey. Alright. We might be okay. But I'm definitely not better here. Activate as much as possible. Probably a draw would be a correct result here. Alright, I'll take the draw. Analysis board says 0. Nice job, man. 0. So, all right, last game. Good game, man. Good comeback, because you were toast there, but you stayed lively. Last game, another Hungarian player here, Paschall. So, yeah, that's a fair result. Not a well played game, but you know, the middle game was a mess and I was winning, but you really hung tough, and you were probably better at some point there. Okay. Paschall, more established player. Bishop e7 is a weird move. He's going to transpose to the queen's gambit decline. Last game for today, guys. I'm out of here. I will see you on Sunday. These 1500s are tough. That guy really hung tough. Thanks so much for joining me, the Panda, and Soltigo, our moderator. Alright, I don't know. I'll play Queen C2, this Rubinstein variation. Seems like Paschall knows some theory. But H6 here, the Panda is going to come down and make a decision here. What are we going to do, huh? You played H6? Seriously? Alright. You know what to do. Alright, so Panda has spoken. We have to play H4. When the Panda speaks, you have to do H4. This is the last game, so we're going to go for broke. Honda's favorite move is h4. He hasn't had a chance to play it in a while. Now I guess I take on c5. This might even be book. In the book somewhere. In some book. It's a book. It's in a book. Maybe. Actually, I don't have to take. I could castle there. It might be better to castle. I have a feeling I might have seen castles now. Now I regret playing takes on c5. Very sharp position. I'm regretting this decision to do that. If I castle now, he has lots of knights coming to e4. Casting down on my position. Do we just go crazy and do it? I think this is unsound. This has got to be unsound. I was supposed to do castles instead of d takes c5 here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is a big mistake to take on c5. I don't know why I thought that was the right move. Now we got some questions to answer. Do we have enough attacking chances? Based on knight takes g5? Is that possible? Can we do knight takes g5 just to keep him off of e4? Pretty crazy. I just don't see enough for white. I've got to open the h file. Then he plays knight e4. Then I'm taking on d5, taking on d5. Rook d5. Wow, he didn't take on g5. Giving me a second chance, but it's very sharp. Oh man, I don't know. This just doesn't seem quite sound for me. Bishop takes f6. How about g4? g4 doesn't really do much for my attack. Man, I don't know about this. What if I take on d5 twice? cd5, ed5, knight d5. Knight d5, rook takes d5. That seems insane. This is probably insane. Alright. Computer would play like rook d4 now. Any of you guys reading Dostoevsky? I did read some Dostoevsky long ago, but it was 10 years ago. So can I take this on d5? Rook takes. That's sort of an insane move, rook takes d5. I know what I would do with black. This knight takes d5, knight takes d5, rook takes d5. Yeah, this is insane. Can't do this. I can't do this. I have to take on f6. And I have to be, like, sane. Stay sane. You have to stay sane. Very dangerous position. No time. This doesn't look really 100% kosher for me, but I have an idea. Wow, I did not expect that. Knight g5. It's a little late for knight g5. Don't worry, we don't have any threats. You just mind your own business. I'm just gonna trade queens, you know, get out of trouble. Wisely seeing the threat. Okay. So I think we have to go to a2. And it's just a position. Knight e4. Yeah, this move. Trading rooks doesn't help me. I mean, I think if it was like a minor piece ending, I would be a tiny bit better, right? He had the chance to play knight e4 there, and I think he really missed it. That was a seriously dubious mistake. He still has the knight e4. I have like b4, b5. Takes with the knight. Okay, now it's just like technical position where white's better, but not so easy, and not necessarily winning. But if I'm like Aronian or Carlsen, I mean, this is something we can try to win. Not really sure about the best move here. b4. That's kind of risky. I mean, there's no way I should lose this. Famous last words. b4, a5, slightly annoying. What would like Karpov do? Bishop e2. That's passive. Okay, we'll try this. Menacing. What do you menace? What do you menace, my friend? Last game, guys. I'm out of here. Oh, man. What a move. Rook c8. Anyways. That's a really, really strong idea. Man, that's irritating. That's an extremely strong judgment. You know, to go active development with active endgame play with rook down. Rook d6 I did not expect. Another strong move. Or not. Okay, I can play bishop takes e6. It's like I have to bail out here. He has to take with a rook. And then we're playing rook endgame. Lucky I have that. You know, it's like probably a tiny bit better for me. But not enough. You know, the structure is one thing, but I don't think it's enough. You know, he's too active. His rooks are really active. Okay, we've got to try. I mean, I feel like we have an obligation to try to win here. But I feel lucky I'm alive after that ridiculous d takes c5 move in the opening. That's got to be bad. It's got to be bad. Just ridiculous. Alright, this is bad. Going passive. Rook on the 7th. You're still going there. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. My king is cut off. My king is cut off. It's a huge problem. Plus he's got the outside queenside pawns, the outside majority. Okay, it's not fun for black either, but I doubt very much this is a win for white. We're just a tiny bit better. Not even. I mean, with my bad king. Wow. Alright, we'll just play g3. It doesn't really change too much. I don't think that changes the position. Let's see what we can do. Last game, guys. We drew the last Hungarian. There's another one to take his place. I got to get my king out. I mean, this is really gross. King position here. Rook c5 is not on. So I improved my king position. Yes. I'm on the second rank now. We're really making progress. He's letting my king out, which could be a rather serious mistake. Now our king is pretty active. Okay, rook on the 7th. How do we make progress? Like rook b7? Not yet. Just a minute. e4. Now there. He's tied down to f7. We're making progress. We're making progress on the king side. Just dropped f7. So he gave up. Yeah, I mean, endgame meltdown. I mean, I think it should be a draw, probably. If we go back to like here, let's say. Let me see. Computer doesn't agree. It thinks I'm seriously better here. Well, somewhat better. If we go back even more, though, still thinks I'm better. I'm a pessimist. So it didn't like your exchange of rooks. You should have played. You should have played rook c2. Right. Well, anyway, I'm going to exchange rooks, right? Rook c2. Yeah, but okay. It's hard to make progress. I mean, this is like white has some symbolic advantage here based on pawn structure, but I don't think it's enough to win. I mean, I can't get my king in the game. If I can't get my king in the game, how do I win? You know. Anyway, good game. I think that opening was bad because of d takes c5. So you see there's games here, but everybody played castles queenside. Rook d1 is a move too. Not all games are in the lichess opening explorer, but this was just like an apocalypse here, like taking on c5. This is a terrible move by me. I got confused. So we should try castling queenside. Some crazy guys who played this. Tatai Portish Ferenc, the brother of the real Portish. Fatachnik played it and lost against Chom. It's a risky way to play with white. I wanted to have fun. Ponda's the one that like got me to play h4. Good job, Ponda. We won, but it wasn't because of your opening. Despite of your opening, Ponda. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Okay, we'll see you on Sunday for the simul. Bye-bye. All right, Ponda. So, despite Ponda's h4, which is definitely a risky move, as you can see, like bishop h4 is like mainly played here. Mainly played in the plains of Spain. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Soltigo. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.